what do you say when a client asks you why it has to be 10 weeks?
I say, well, it doesn't have to be 10 weeks. 10 weeks is a good starting point because you need some type of goal that matches what you're trying to accomplish. And it has to be somewhere in the distance because we've talked before about the importance of gradual, steady progress, right? And for a whole number of reasons, that's what you want to aim for because it keeps you from losing steam. It keeps you from getting overwhelmed week by week. And you get into a habit, right? The importance of habit building on making progress. So it's 10 weeks or a little more or a little less if your project warrants it is necessary for completing what you want to accomplish.
I guess the way it would come up is going to be always in a context. So if someone is asking about how 10-week brand can help them achieve their goal, we're going to be talking about their goal in particular. And then the question comes up, why does it take 10 weeks? So there's someone who wants to start doing drop shipping and also sharing his music. I know a musician. He wants a website. He wants to do it in 10 weeks. So for him, if the question comes up, why does it have to be 10 weeks? What he wants is social media and a purchase funnel. He doesn't know how to do it. He wants to find out how to do it, spend 10 weeks doing what he needs to do so he can have a revenue stream from his music and from whatever he's selling.
And that's a complicated goal with several moving parts. So when somebody asks, why does it have to be 10 weeks? Well, usually it does. But if it doesn't, if you just want one single thing to be done, one compartmentalized task that you want accomplished, we have a whole list of services for those, right? You want an explainer video, we can do that. It doesn't take 10 weeks, it takes a weekend, and we can do it for you. But if you have a more complex goal that you want to accomplish, you're going to want 10 weeks. You might want more than that.
Right. I can see how a certain type of thinker they'll be thinking if 10 weeks is not the optimum amount of time, then it should be an 11-week plan or an 8-week plan. But I don't think so. I think that's one of the ways that we sabotage ourselves. It should be 10 weeks because there has to be an aspect of this that is to just run right at it. There's some arbitrariness necessary when someone's trying to be self-motivated and go make something happen. Most of the time, people are going through life always reactive and not proactively making a new thing happen. If we're doing something like that, it's this very special project, some kind of project we care a lot about. We go and make something happen. It's very unusual. But for someone who's trying to be in business, even part-time for extra money, thinking that way is how we get stuck instead of just starting to make progress.
Yeah, that's a really important point because a lot of times when you're starting a project or you have something you want to accomplish, you think, all right, geez, how do I start this? And if you don't have a clear goal, which setting a timeline, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever it is, forces you to organize your thinking towards that goal in a realistic way. And I will add to that, it should hurt just a little bit, right? Well, 10 weeks isn't enough. I might need 12. Well, try for 10 because like you just said, if you give yourself an unlimited timeline, you're going to say, all right, I didn't get to that this week. I'll do it next week. And then something else comes up. All right. And pretty soon your entire project is sitting on a shelf collecting dust somewhere. Make it hurt a little so that each week you're like, all right, I have to get this done. It's annoying, but I got to do it.
Well, right. And I think it's actually less work if you just go with it. Go with the idea of making it 10 weeks because it's an additional task to try to calculate somehow what is the right number of weeks for a plan. You said that it will help you to structure your thinking. Another important thing that it structures is the prompting for AI. When we'll help someone like my musician friend or the other example we were talking about, if we want to make a 10-week plan for getting this done, then we tell it as much as we can tell it. And we have AI kick out a 10-week plan. And then if it's not quite right, we can modify it so that he knows exactly what he's going to do on each day to make a little bit of progress.
Right. It's not being slaves to AI when you do that. It's a starting point. It gives you a place to think of for how to organize things, and you can adjust it from there.